This is the Canyon Speedmax CF SLX belonging to Nathan Haas of Team Katusha Alpecin. Now, this is in fact his training bike, and it's not very often we get to see any training bikes, let alone a time trial specific one. So let's take a closer look and see what's so special about it. Now Haas, he actually chooses a size medium frame, and fitted above the proprietary Canyon seat post is a Selle Italia SLR Tri Team Edition saddle, which is shorter than a standard road saddle. Reason being because you begin to creep forward when time trialing generally as you lay down the power. And you can see here, the saddle is pretty soft at the nose to give you a little bit of relief and a little bit of extra comfort too. So handlebars, they're courtesy of Canyon, and they're the H33 model, which are 41 centimeters wide. Now, mounted onto the end of them are some SRAM TT brake levers, and then fitted to them with what looks to be like Sugru is in fact the Etap Blips, which control the Derailleur system. And then just to really back it up, they're insulated tape on there too, just to hold them extra secure in place. Now, mounted onto the actual time trial bar extensions are the SRAM Etap clicks, which also control the derailleurs, so he has a full option to change gear whilst riding along. As for padding on the handlebar, well, that all comes courtesy of Ergon. So on the base bar here, there's a rubber unit, and those have got little grooves in there too, and they feel ever so sticky, so better in the wet. On the time trial extensions, they're foam, so kind of like what we start to see on a lot of cross-country mountain bikes, giving a little bit of extra comfort there too. Whereas the elbow or forearm pads, they're made of like a neoprene type feel that have a Velcro fitting, so easily to replace if you choose to have a different thickness, that kind of thing. Now, interestingly, the wires from these Etap clicks actually run through the center of the bar, and then they're tucked quite neatly into the time trial riser spaces here. So they're kept out of the way, and I think that's a neat little finishing touch actually. Now the front brake on this bike, initially you look at it and you think, how on earth could that be adjusted? But Canyon have in fact got this, and it's like a removable piece that you fit once you've adjusted the brakes. And believe me, that is a blessing, because some bikes are an absolute pain to work on, but this is done ever so well. Now, fitted inside of this specific model of brake is in fact a pair of Swiss stop carbon pads. Important, of course, when you're using something like this, which is a Zipp 404 carbon clincher wheel. On that is a Continental Grand Prix 25mm tyre. Now, the rear brake, that is also from Canyon, and it's integrated really neatly underneath the bottom bracket shell. Now, it also has a fairing fitted on top of that brake. Now, presumably that's going to help both with aerodynamics as well as stopping any debris getting thrown up from the wheels into the mechanism of the brake, something which the bottom bracket style fitted brakes do have a tendency to collect in there from time to time. So derailleurs, both front and rear, are the SRAM Red Etap, of course wireless in design. The Cassette is again from SRAM, and that's ratios 11:28, so pretty much standard now across all bikes we see. Years ago, time trial bikes, they'd have a very, very close ratio Cassette, but this Cassette will allow a rider to continue to ride in an aero position even whilst climbing. That Cassette is fitted to a Zipp 404 carbon clincher wheel, again with a Continental Grand Prix in a 25mm width. Chainset we've got from SRAM, and it's the red model, and fitted to it is a Quarq Powermeter. Chainring's 55/44, and the crank length is 170mm. Pedals, they're Lux Carbon Keo blade model, and the release tension is 16 Newton meters on that carbon blade itself. Now, a couple of finishing touches on the bike. First up, we've got an Arundel metal bottle cage. Now, believe me, those things really do hug bottles very, very well. In fact, a lot of pro teams used to actually buy them for races such as Paris-Roubaix to keep bottles in place. Now, fitted to the time trial extension up there is a K-edge mount, and that's for the Wahoo element device that Haas does in fact use. And then finally, the measurements. The top of the saddle to the centre of the bottom bracket is 77 centimetres, and then the nose of the saddle to right at the very end of those TT extensions is 81 centimetres. Now, the weight of the bike is 8.4 kilograms. Now, what about the free hub sound check? Well, let's have a listen. Oh, very nice. Now remember to let me know in the comments down below what you think of this time trial bike, and also remember to like and share this video with your friends too. And don't forget to check out the GCN shop at shop.globalcyclingnetwork.com. And for another great video, this time Tom Dumoulin's giant time trial bike in that special World Champs colourway, click just down here.